Thank you for joining us. And we start with Texas Democrats who have fled their own state in an attempt to block a critical vote with national implications. At least 51 Democratic state lawmakers have traveled from Texas to the suburbs of Chicago. And by doing so, they're denying Republicans a necessary quorum to hold a vote on a proposed congressional map. It would redraw the state's districts to essentially guarantee that Republicans will win 5 new seats in the U.S. House of Representatives during the 2026 midterms. Texas Democrats call this a moral issue.
This is not a decision, again, that we take lightly. And all the things that we are doing right now, we're doing it because we feel that this is the only way we can protect Texans. This is the only way we can protect Americans.
Republicans are moving to retaliate. Governor Greg Abbott has ordered the Texas Department of Public Safety to arrest any state Democrats that don't show up to vote. He said in a statement, quote, Texas House Democrats abandoned their duty to Texans, adding this order will remain in effect until all missing Democrat House members are accounted for and brought to the Texas Capitol. President Trump himself has encouraged Republicans to move forward with a new congressional map ahead of the midterms. And here's what he told our Ed O'Keefe, who asked him about that last month.
On Texas, how many more seats do you want the Republicans to draw?
5. And just a very simple redrawing. We pick up 5 seats. But we have a couple of other states where we'll pick up seats also.
And speaking of Ed, CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now from St. Charles, Illinois, outside Chicago. Ed, very good to see you. It's got to be a little unusual, though, to talk about Texas state politics while you're in Illinois, but that is where we find you. So what is the long-term strategy of these Texas Democrats?
Nancy, this is the definition of whiplash for sure, but good to be with you. The Texas Democrats who've come here to the suburbs of Chicago know that ultimately, given they don't control the state legislature, there could end up being a vote. But in the process, they want to raise awareness across the country about what's going on in Texas and encourage Democrats who may control other big states to take similar steps if they can. Take a listen to some of our conversation earlier today with 3 of those 51 Democrats camping out here in the Chicago suburbs. Is the end goal, if not to completely redraw the map, to redraw it in a less Republican way?
Well, I think our goal is to pressure blue states who have a Democratic trifecta to threaten retaliation and maybe even move forward with that retaliation. Because if one side is going to cheat, all bets are off. And maybe that kind of pressure will convince our Republican colleagues and the president to walk back from the brink, because none of us want gerrymandered states. Gerrymandering is wrong whether Democrats do it or Republicans do it.
There's only a handful of states across the country controlled by Democrats that could do this. It's illegal to do it in New York because of the state constitution. Here in Illinois, they've already drawn the districts in such a way that there's not much more to squeeze out of Republican-controlled areas. So focus will shift to California, where the governor says he'll work with the legislature to hold a statewide referendum, getting voter permission to redraw the map in response if Texas goes first. Beyond California, Illinois, New York, there aren't very many blue states left that could do what Texas is trying to do.
Yeah, what do they say? All politics are local at the end of the day. But Ed, at this point, you're hearing all these different threats. What kind of options do Texas Republicans have to get around this?
So when they gavelled in this afternoon, Nancy, the state House Speaker said he's issuing warrants for the civil arrest of these Democrats. It sounds a little harsher than it really is. Basically, it's a formal order requesting that they return to the state and leaving open the option that at some point, say, Texas Rangers would be sent to try to get them. The problem is they'll never be able to get to them here in Democratic-controlled Illinois. It is a formality, in essence. The Democrats we spoke to today say they plan to be here for at least the next 2 weeks, which is the scheduled end of the current special session being held to deal with things like flood relief after those deadly floods in the Hill Country there in Texas, and this issue of redistricting.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, very good to see you. Thanks so much.